Hello, I'm Trevor Herman. I'm a counselor in Asheville, North Carolina. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I make these videos primarily for current and prospective clients to learn new skills, to practice skills we've tried in therapy, or to gain new information or refresh information about mental health and wellness and resilience. If you're not a client, not interested in being a client, please enjoy the videos as well. They can be helpful for just about anyone. If you are in a mental health emergency, please stop watching the video and call 911. Please don't try to contact me in the event of an emergency. I hope that you enjoy the videos, get something out of them, and if you want to subscribe to my channel, that's great. If you enjoy the video, please hit like, that's helpful to me, and enjoy. Welcome back. Today we're going to go over a brief foundational skill that I think of as simply a self-check-in, which most of us are used to checking in with others and seeing how they're doing. However, we may train ourselves, or we may get trained out of checking in with ourselves because we constantly have the narrative of I'm fine, I'm keeping up with things, I'm too busy to stop and see what's happening inside. And I would say that maybe we need to relearn the skill of simply, very briefly, looking at what's happening inside and seeing if we're actually doing okay or not. And then if we find that we're not doing okay, we have the choice of maybe addressing it somehow. Or maybe we find out that we are doing pretty okay and we just keep doing what we're doing, staying busy at work or whatever it is. So this skill requires just a brief pause, maybe budget 1 minute for this skill. You could do it while sitting in a parked car. Again, parked, not just at a traffic light. You could go to the restroom if you needed to claim a minute while in the middle of a busy work day. You could go into your bedroom, wherever it is. Hopefully you just have a moment of quiet, let's say up to 1 minute. And for myself, the way that I do this is I simply make myself pause whatever I'm doing, because I'm noticing that maybe I'm not actually being that productive at my keyboard. Or if I'm doing a woodworking project, maybe I find that I'm having to measure things over and over and over again to feel confident that I'm getting the right measurement. Or maybe I'm trying to get out the door and go on errands, but I've forgotten 3 things and I've had to go back in. So there's some signs piling up that maybe I'm not keeping up inside. And so I force myself to pause and do a brief check-in. And for me, the way that I do it is I stop whatever I'm doing and I take as deep a breath as I can manage. If my nose is stuffed up, it's fine that I use my mouth. Okay. Nose or mouth, just take as deep a breath as I can manage and notice if I'm getting it in my chest or if I'm getting it further down in my belly. Typically, if I'm not doing well, I'm not getting the breath down into my belly and it's up here in my chest where, we breathe when we're more anxious or upset. And sometimes that's all I need is that brief interruption, take a breath. I find that I am able to breathe it into my belly. Like, okay, I'm doing it fair enough. And I'm just going to go about my business. Other times I notice the breath didn't go in very far. I probably need to practice a different skill like grounding or more like a reboot sort of skill, something physical to get myself back to where I need to be. So that's my version of this self-check-in, is simply take the deep breath, see how far I can get it, and then decide if I need to do something else to take care of myself. When someone's just learning to practice a self-check-in and take a break, maybe it makes sense to have a little more structure. So one framework that I've taught before is borrowing from an old AA acronym, which is HALT, H-A-L-T, and it stands for hungry, angry, lonely, tired. So that could be the form of a brief check-in. Am I hungry? In other words, are my physical needs being met? Am I angry? In other words, is there some strong emotion that I'm not attending to? Am I lonely? In other words, am I feeling disconnected from the people that keep me safe? Am I tired? Again, back to the body. Are my physical needs being met? And if you come up through that little check-in and you find out one or two of those things, it's a no. No, my physical needs aren't being met. No, I'm not attending to my emotional needs. No, I'm not feeling connected. Maybe it's a stop and fix sort of situation that you do need to stop what you're doing and attend to one of those. And it could be as simple as having a granola bar or sitting down for 5 minutes and resting, and maybe you'll feel a little less tired. But the risk is if you don't stop and you keep doing what you're doing, you may just not be very productive, or you may snap at someone and be irritable and have consequences from that. So that's one framework I've taught. Another is very simple in that you could just think of it as a very brief body scan. And I would think of it as feet, seat, belly, and head. So feet, seat, belly, head. And all I do is if I'm in a safe place where I close my eyes, take a breath, see how far it comes in and out. I check in with my feet just to notice them on the floor being pressed back by the earth. I notice my seat, again connecting me to the earth and grounding me. I notice my belly with every breath. And I notice my head and the quality of my thoughts. Are they racing? Are they fizzing? Are they slow and steady? Just a brief check-in. So that's 3 versions of a brief check-in just to help you decide what to do next. Take the deep breath, see how far it goes down. If it's up here, maybe I'm feeling more anxious. If it's down in my belly, maybe I'm feeling pretty steady. Or we could use the hungry, angry, lonely, tired check-in, or the feet, seat, belly, and head check-in. Whichever one you choose, or maybe you have your own version, I'd encourage you to do this. Just practice a few times a day where you just stop what you're doing. We're only budgeting maybe up to a minute. Just question what's happening inside, just to see how am I doing? How am I actually showing up right now? Just be curious about it. Be open to the idea that maybe I'm not actually that fine. And further open to maybe if I just do something simple, I could feel a little better and come back more ready to be productive and helpful. So I appreciate you joining me for this brief skill. I'll see you next time.